Lesson 10-7, Example 2. Our objective here is to find the volume of a triangular prism. And here is a picture of a triangular prism, and we know that because these two sides here are triangular, and those are our bases. We would refer to those as a base of this prism. And when they're triangles, that base there, we can actually find the area of that base. And if we do that, then if we were to picture just flipping this up like that, and this sitting here, this distance here is our height. So we can think of volume generally as the multiplication of one of these bases, the area of this triangle, multiplied by that height. So we're taking that area of this triangle here and we're expanding it out all this distance here, and that distance is 4 meters. And I know that we're using a lot of the same terminology that we did when we were looking at area, and that can be a little confusing. But if we were to refer to like the base here, so the base of a triangular prism as large B, and then we have our height, we could think of volume as base of that prism times the height of that prism. In this case, since it's a triangular prism, that base here is actually the area of this triangle here. And we remember that the formula for a triangle, for area of a triangle, is 1/2 the base, little b, times the height of that there. So we would have this, our base of our triangle is this formula, and then we have the height of the entire prism. So we could think of this volume as 1/2 times the base here, and we'll say that that's 3 9/10, multiplied by the height of that triangle, 1 3/10, multiplied by the height of this entire prism, this distance along there, which is 4 meters. So let's go ahead and start working this out. So if we have 3 9/10 multiplied by 1 3/10, that's 5 7/100. We're still taking half of that, and then we're going to multiply that by 4. Well, since I have multiplication, I can do this in any order. So I'm going to multiply the 5 7/100 times 4, and I come up with 20 28/100. And then I'm going to take 1/2 of that still. And when I take 1/2 of that, I come up with 10 14/100. We're using meters, so it's cubic meters or meters cubed. Here we have another triangular prism, and in this case here is that base, this flat side. We have another base on the opposite side. Those triangles are our bases. So in this case we want to find what is this area of this base here. What is the area of this triangle? And then we're going to want to multiply that by the height, this distance here, of that prism. So our volume again, base, big B, whatever that base is, in this case it happens to be a triangle, multiplied by the height of the prism. So in this case, again, since it happens to be a triangle, we're going to find that 1/2 little base times little height there, and then multiply that whole thing by the height of the prism. So 1/2, and our base here is 6 5/10. The height of our triangle is 7, and the height of the entire prism is 6. So we're multiplying all of those dimensions together. So we have 1/2, and so since it's multiplication again, I can do this in any order. 7 times 6, I know that's 42. So then I have 1/2 multiplied by 6 5/10 times 42. So 6 5/10 times 42, that works out when I finally come up with it. It's 273. And I'm going to take half of that still. And so my volume, then half of 273, is 136 and 5/10. We're measuring in feet. Since it's volume, it's cubic feet, or feet cubed. There. So using this formula, it happens to be a triangle. So we'll find out the area of that triangle times the height of the prism.